Okay. I need to go just a little bit faster. I don't want to go too fast to where I start slopping it all over the place, you know? Get that paint on. Now cut it in. Cut it in. Get it cut in again. You're putting more paint on there. It's covering the nooks and crannies. That's covering the nooks and crannies that this way is not covering the nooks and crannies. Okay? Blend that in. Make sure it's all in. You don't want to go over it too fast, and then when it dries, find out you got all these holidays in your wall where you can see the old paint from before. Okay. Have you seen me drop any of this paint on the floor yet? Nope. You haven't. Look at that. There's one little spot right there covered. There's another little spot. I can do that. I can just wiggle it, get the little holes, the pinholes. Yeah, sometimes it's kind of tricky to get everything covered on spray texture walls, but hey, you'll get good at it. You will. See how many times I had to cut it in along that line? You're not just cutting in one time, no siree. Okay. Repetition, repetition, repetition. That's all it is. That's all it is I'm going on down this wall. It's just easier for me to do it from left to right because I'm at the right angle. I can see. I can do it the other direction too, and you have to in certain, no matter what, because you're always going to get yourself. If I keep going this way, there's only so far I can go before I hit an inside corner or the end of the wall, right? Then I have to go from right to left to finish it. It's just. And I can do it, I just don't want to go from right to left for the whole wall. This way it's just easier because the paintbrush is kind of out of my way. My head's further away from the wall. Your eyes are going to get squinty and you're going to get tired because you're trying your best, you're tense, you're trying your best not to get it on the baseboard because you know if you get on the baseboard, you might have thought, oh, if I get on the baseboard, I have to leave it, let it dry, and then cut in that top 1/16 to 1/8 inch of the baseboard without getting it on the wall, because then if I get it on the wall, I got to paint the wall again. Well, just take your sponge. Just take your sponge, wipe it along that top edge. If you get too much spooged on there, you're going to get just a hair. But if you get too much, you can take it off with the sponge because the baseboard's already dry. Just wipe it off before that wall paint dries on your base. Boom, you're done. Now you can try your cut in again. Like, oh, I got too much paint in one spot. Wipe it off. Get it off the baseboard and try it again. Okay? See, I'm not going very far in any one go. You know? Wiggle. There's one little hole right there. I'm going to wiggle it like that and it's gone. Make sure where the transition from your roller stopped until your paintbrush goes, make sure you get that covered properly, okay? And so when I don't have the camera on, I just turn my radio on, my Pandora. Classic rock stories is what I listen to. That's very interesting. You never want to get too much paint on your tip where you're cutting in at any one time. If you do, that paint's going to roll over on top of your base. It's just going to do it. But see, I've only done that a couple times. When I was explaining it to you, that's when I got it. That's funny. That was when I got it on there. And you just keep going, do the best you can. Like I said, the more painting you do, the better you're gonna get. That's just how it works. You can be good at this. Yes, this is the first time I'm painting, but I am not a professional painter, okay? Just not, and I'm proud to say I'm not. I would hate to do this every day. I do just enough on a project to say, I'm glad that's over with. That's kind of like most things I do. I'm glad that's over with, but you know, I'm glad I knew how to do it. I mean, like sheetrock. I never used to know how to do a sheetrock repair. Then I moved, and because whenever I did anything that needed sheetrock repairing, I'd have to call somebody out to patch the sheetrock, tape top, skin, texture it, blend it in, all that. Then I moved to Maui, and I didn't have anybody, and I thought, hey, it's time for me to learn how to do it on my own. Fortunately, most of the walls on the condos where I was living, they were smooth wall. They weren't spray textured. So I didn't really have to mess around with spraying. I just got them smooth, and I taught myself how to do patches, how to skim walls, how to sand walls, how to blend in patches, tape it, top it, skim it, all that stuff. And you know, before that I didn't know how to do it. Now I'm good at it. I can do all that stuff because I tried. I tried to do it, and I was determined to learn how to do it. And yes, the first patch wasn't perfect, and yes, you know, there's a learning curve there, but if you're willing to learn, you can do most anything. And that goes for anything, pretty much anything I post on my YouTube channel. Hey, I always say, I'm not going to show you anything I think you can't do. That means just about anything on there you see that I'm posting, you can do it too. Okay? I'm just wiping that to make sure I don't have too much paint on my edge. Now I've got plenty on there. Kaboom. Go back over it. And then sometimes, like I say, you have to go that way too. It just depends. Just depends. You'll see on spray texture, yes, it's just not going to cover all the way with one little bit. You may think, just cut in one line and be done with it. Well, you do whatever you want, but you're going to find you're not going to get a nice full coat on there unless you kind of blend it all in there. Okay, there. I'll show you a little bit more of this wall, and then I've got when I get ready to do it an inside corner. I'll show you. Okay, my battery's getting kind of low. Lucky for me, I brought another one. Always trying to be ready for that. Always trying to be ready. Ooh, I just ate breakfast too, and I'm kind of feeling it because I'm down here on my hands and knees pretty much. That's why I've got my knee brace on, my back support, lumbar support. I call it back support. Some people say, "Hey Joe, that's not a back support, that's called a lumbar support." Okay, whatever. But I use that all the time. It really helps. See, I caulked this because it was kind of uneven, and now I kind of have to create my own line. Here's a hole right here, a pinhole. I'm just trying to push the paint in there and do that business, and it's gone. I'm just trying to create my own line here because the wall caved in right in there, and hey, looks pretty good once you put a little caulking on there. Don't just take existing base and say, "Oh, I'll just paint it." You know, before I started painting the baseboard and stuff, I had marks on it. First I cleaned it, then I wiped it down, then I sanded it and etched it a little bit. Then I wiped that down. Then any big marks that couldn't come out when I was cleaning, I first went over it with my paint. Kind of as a first coat, I went all around all the baseboards and did that. Then I started painting the baseboards from the beginning. So once I got up to all the paint marks and stuff that I had, it was like I had 2 coats of paint on there. And you know, certain areas I had to caulk it, inside corners, outside corners, fix little marks on the MDF baseboard where there were gouges on it. Just use caulking and fix them. And you know, it is all in the prep. You don't prep it, you just paint the base. Who cares? Who looks at the base? Well, lots of people look at the base. You're going to do that with your baseboard. What else are you going to do that with? You're just going to be slapdash on everything you do? Or is it just going to be the baseboard? It's probably going to be everything. You know, I figure if I'm going to do something, no matter what it is, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And then let the chips fall where they may at that point. You know, at least I can hold my head high and say, "Hey, I did the best I could." I learned from that, but I knew I should have cleaned the baseboard. I knew I should have wiped the baseboard down. That I should have cleaned it because there's all kinds of junk on there that the paint's not going to stick to. I knew I should have wiped it down. I knew I should have done this and that, but I didn't do any of it. And if I just painted it, I'm not going to feel too good at the end of the day. Or having somebody say, "Oh yeah, look at the baseboard. Joe did that. Doesn't it look good?" Somebody says, "Oh, it looks like crap. He should have done this. He should have done that." I don't do stuff like that.